Hey guys, Vigoman here and welcome back to Roseville once again. This might be the last episode for this series here. We might do some tours and stuff, but probably building wise, this is the last one unless you guys come with some great suggestions that I really just have to add. So leave suggestions down below guys, I always appreciate your feedback. Today we're going to start off by building a little bridge, a wooden bridge over the river here, as a way to connect this part of the land to the other side, which will then lead further north. But while I build that, I want to go through a poll that I had not too long ago for you guys, or for all of us pretty much, about the name for the castle of Roseville. So what I did is I went to strawpoll.com and just put up the best name suggestions that I've gotten from you. I probably got like 50 name suggestions over the span of this series here. I really appreciate that guys. Some of them are just mind-blowingly good, some are impossible to pronounce, and some are decent. I'm not gonna tell you which, but I picked my 8 best I think, and put them into this poll where you guys voted. So if you didn't vote, blame on you, you're not in my Discord obviously. So make sure to get in my Discord so you don't miss out on stuff like this. So on the screen now you can see how this is all the votes kind of is divided here. We had 76 votes, which is just amazing to be honest, where High Thorn is the number 1 voted with 21 votes, which is 3 more votes than the next one, which is Tornpike, and then we have Rosengard with 12 votes. And honestly, those 3 names are my favorite, and it looks like those names are your favorite as well. So that is just good to see that we connect in that way. But also, it means that the castle will be called High Thorn, the Castle of Roseville. Anyway guys, we have more building to do in today's video. Here we can see the castle of High Thorn to the right. We have the new wooden bridge, which is nice and rusty. I like the way it turned out here. I'm going to do some swimming here because I actually know how to swim. I'm a good boy. And it looks, I like it a lot. It's super simple, but it really captures the feeling that we want here, which I really like. Then we're just walking across these little houses here, and these little bills here and there, and man, do I love this place. This is so filled with atmosphere and character. And I'm so happy for this little project here. I hope you guys have liked this as well. But you might be wondering, what the heck are we building today, Vigo? Well, let me tell you with a little bit of a flight. Did you read it? Did you read it? It's on the sign right here. Read it, please. No, it's Big Tree. Probably already spoiled by the thumbnail and the title, all that jazz. I don't freaking know. But we're gonna build a big tree here. I was kind of inspired by The Witcher because these buildings here to me feel a little bit Eastern European, like The Witcher games is, and I think that the tree in The Witcher, if you haven't played it, there's like this tree, the tree of the hanging bodies or something like that. It's just an awful tree, which is just really cool looking though, which is a big tree with a lot of dead people hanging. I'm not gonna have the dead people hanging, but I'm gonna have a big tree, and that's gonna kind of stand out from everything surrounding here, and it might be used as some kind of a ritual place. So it's built on this little hill right here, or it's grown on this little hill. It's not really built, to be honest. Well, it's built in Minecraft, but in the content of this lore here, it's not. So what we're gonna start off with is, I think that the trunk itself is going to be quite a lot bigger than what I usually do, so it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for myself here to get this to look good. It's going to be like pretty chunky, so it's going to be something like that. I hope if I do that, and then might actually just want to use this one. Just trying to make it look a little bit more chunky than just a straight up tree. Maybe a tree that's been here for quite some time. And by doing, just chunking it up, if that's the real word. I don't know, if not, I'm making up words. which is also pretty fun. We do something like that. We could also add in like trapdoor here, filling up my whole bar with blocks. That is always good. And we can add one block or trapdoor there and there, and yeah, then we're gonna like landscape around it a little bit. For now, I'm just making the trunk here. It's not gonna be super tall. I think I just want to make it big and chunky. I like the chunky, and the way we're gonna do that is by doing something like this. I think so. I think I'm gonna make like the main trunk first, and just using the vertical slabs and the corner blocks and the walls. I think we can make that work and still make it look organical in a way. That's honestly not too bad, right there. What if we do that? Yeah, I guess it works. And it's gonna lean. I think I want to have it leaning towards the village, and we're gonna do that by having trapdoor perhaps. So that's like the main branch of the tree, and we're going to continue on that. But for now, I'm going to use some slabs and then branch out from this, if that is possible. Yeah, let's do a trapdoor there, and then block there with a trapdoor on top, which then kind of branches out a little bit, and I think we can have, yeah, we can have something like that below here, or actually make it like that, and then like so, and yeah, let's make that go up, and then put these walls on it, and we can make that go down a little bit like so. So we're getting some shapes up and running here, which is good. And then we use these on these once again, and these might also like go down a little bit to make the tree like super crooked and old looking. So we do something like that, and just bring in the branches a little bit like so. This might be a little boring for some of you guys, but I know that a lot of you guys also really like just watching me build the trees, because it really helps you with understanding the way I think when I build my trees, which honestly, trees are super hard if you don't know how to do them. Personally, I'm not good at trees, but I have a decent understanding of how trees grow, and therefore I can kind of build trees that are like looking a little bit good. But it's definitely something you have to learn and try and just kind of master after a while. So yeah, if you're not into this kind of stuff here, feel free to just skip to the end and see how it looks. But if you really want to get into your own little tree building, make sure to just stay here for a while. So that is just one of the branches here, which is like spreads out like insanely here. And then we'll put another one there, which will go up to there, and then from here it's going to branch out a little bit. And then I think, just to make it balanced, this one is going to branch out but then go down a little bit and branch out here like so. And this one's going to branch out to the top like so. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Also, what I like to do is to kind of go up on the top and see that it's almost circular, and now it's leaning too much over here, so we're gonna add some more thickness to this side, like that, and actually can bring it that up like so. Yeah, just have some more mass on the side, so that when you kind of look at it from like above, it's almost circular in a way. That's a way to make the tree feel like like a realistic tree in a way. I know a lot of trees don't grow like circularly or in a specific pattern, but when a tree stands alone like this one does, it's gonna have like a free space to expand in all directions, and it's gonna expand like evenly. But if a tree is in a forest, it's gonna spread towards where it's the most light or where there's the most space. So yeah, it's something to think about when you have trees in the open like this. It's gonna look good if you just make it more or less circular in a way, because it has a lot of space to work with here. And also trying to make these branches almost like intertwine a little bit. Again, making it look more crooked and old. Just something to try out. And as you go to the top, you want the branches to start with more of a steeper angle upwards. Even though you might have some that kind of goes from the bottom here as well. But you don't want all your branches to go straight out. You want the branches to start kind of going up a little bit as you move towards the top here. You go there. Perfect. And that's gonna go over there. This one's gonna expand a little bit. Like, yeah, let's go like that just for now. And let that just spread out upwards like so. And this one as well, upwards a little bit. Maybe not too much, and have another one that is branching out here. It's just straight out with one top. Yes. So the one it's good to go back and look at it. Does this look like a good tree without the leaves on? Because if it does, it's most likely going to look good once you start adding the leaves on it. So that's just another trick to keep in mind. Make sure the tree looks good without all the leaves on. Because if it doesn't look good without the leaves, it's not going to look too good with the leaves on. Even though the leaves are going to hide a lot of the flaws in the trunk and stuff. I feel like the tree looks better if you actually expose a lot of the trunk and make it, or show that you actually put in a lot of work with the trunk and making that look good. So it's something to keep in mind. Do that. Yeah, a little weird, but it might work. And remember, going upwards here, but also here you want to fill it in. So maybe one which grows out from the bottom, which goes straight out like that, just filling in that little hole there. And we're gonna have one that goes from here. Yeah, and then one goes there, and then just up from here, and that's going to be the top of it. Now step back. How does that look? That looks like a proper old tree. I feel like looking at it, it looks pretty good. I think we could have some more over here. So I think if we do just something like that, yes, that's a little one thing we need to kind of make the shape look a little bit better here. And then for the branches here, what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to go over with some world edit. So let's just clear out here. And then get some blocks here. I've used this before, but basically it's, you do brush, sphere, and 35, 1, which is the orange wool. And then just make it like 1, the smallest possible. Then mask that to 0. That means you're only gonna replace... Whoops. So sometimes it goes double like that. But it's only going to replace air blocks. And we do have some ping problems right now. But if we just kind of give it some time. And you might have to do some undos because of... especially if you're playing on a server, there are some issues with that. So yeah, just giving that some time. Maybe going back in and remove some of them, because you, as I've said, you kind of want to expose some of the trunk here. You can also, of course, just go in by hand and just covering up the exterior branches like this. Because yeah, right now we have some issues with the ping and stuff, so World Edit doesn't work really that well. But if we do, I'm gonna do something like that. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut the clip a little bit to spare some time and fill in with all the orange wool. So now I've more or less just covered the whole tree and the branches in a thin layer of orange wool. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take another tool like this and do tool info on it, /tool info. Now you will be able to find the ID, and we're gonna try to find some combination of leaves that looks pretty good. So what if we do that, and how does that look? Those look together, not too bad, not too bad. Do we have something that is a little? I like this color because it's a little faded, but I think maybe that one is good as well. So what we're going to do is just mark, let's say from here, no, with a World Edit branch or tool, and then go up here and then / position 2, then replace 35.1 with 168112, which is one of the leaves, and 1599.7, which is the other one, and then air. And that's going to change all of those. No, that is wrong. No, that's correct. Why did you do that? There we go. Okay, yeah, it was just a little late. That's okay. So now it kind of covered most of the tree in these leaves, but there are areas where you can see through and see like the branches and stuff, and that makes it look so much more older and like a better or more realistic trees, because you can actually see the branches, and not many trees are so dense that you can't see any of the branches. So that looks like a good tree to me, and I'm happy with how that turned out. Hope that was a little bit of a helpful little video on how to work when it comes to trees. What you can go in and do is, like, let's say the spruce log here. Maybe mix that in a little bit. Could possibly do something for it. I don't know. And also like these mossy ones could definitely work with a lot of these blocks here. So like something like that. Just a little bit to test out and play around with. But then for a tree, that is pretty good. So I think that should be it for today's episode. Make sure to leave suggestions down below if you have something you want me to add to this place before I finish off this little mini series here. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do hope that you enjoyed. If so, make sure to smack that like button, and if you haven't done it already, make sure to subscribe. It's been Vigoman, and I'm out.